Good afternoon, students, parents, chess teachers. Welcome back to our Future Master study of the great Endgames. Today we'll see the game between Yuri Averbach and Mikhail Botvinik played in 1955. Yuri Averbach wrote a book about the Endgames, so he was a specialist for Endgames. But in this game, of course, he played against the world champion Mikhail Botvinik, who was superior in any kind of strategy. So let's see what happened here. Look, what we have on the chessboard is the queen with the two bishops against the queen, knight, and the bishop. And we are going to study the strategy of the two bishops. Two bishops are stronger in those kind of positions. But let's first see what's happening with the king, right? That's always what we need to study in the first place. The black king is better protected. There are 4 pawns around the black king, and that really matters. Now, on the other side, white has 3 pawns, and because this battery here doesn't look quite safe for the white king, right? Now look at this bishop on f6. It's really providing great security for the black king. So if the black king goes to g7, it looks very nice here, right? Let's see the pawns. 4 against 3. That means this pawn here is an extra pawn. And you'll see from this game that when you are stronger, right, that's where you need to play. So the black is going to play pawn to e5 because that's where the black is stronger. On the other side, 3 against 2 on the queen side, or very difficult to move those pawns forward, right? So let's see now the plan. Pawn to e5, right? Of course, you cannot capture, right, because checkmate on g2. So black is using the advantage in the center and pushing that pawn forward, knight e1, pawn to e4. The knight is cut off at the moment from the game. It cannot go to f3, not to d3. What's very important, that means this pawn on e4 is really creating problems for the white knight. Now, knight e2, and in this moment, a very important move, queen d6. Pay attention to this move. What's happening here is that black is centralizing the queen, right? So this queen in the center is extremely powerful. So let's see what changed. We have a queen on d4 comparing to the queen on e2, and the pawn is right now on e4, right? That's a very strong, powerful pawn. Well, white plays knight e5. And black decides to keep the bishop. Look, you don't want to capture this pawn, because if you capture the pawn, first of all, the different colored bishops provides better chances for white to make a draw. But here, after this move, white can actually capture the pawn and get the pawn, so the game would end up in a draw. And bishop g5. Now g3, f5, right? Protecting the pawn, h4, and pay attention to this move, bishop d8. Now look how bishop from the back rank, it is controlling the knight very nicely. So the knight really cannot jump. So the bishop is a long-range piece, and in this case, it doesn't matter if it's on the last rank. Why? Because it's doing very nice job here protecting all those important squares, right? So the knight is very limited. Bishop c2. When we analyze the bishop is also not a good piece, right? Because it's completely blocked by this pawn structure. King f7. Okay, this is an important move. Black is bringing the king into the game. With all this power that you have, still the king is very important. Queen d1, and now black trades and brings the king into the game again. So look, black wants to play king e5 and king d4. Now knight f4, king f6, protecting the pawn. Of course, all those moves are kind of natural. And then king e5. So let's see what changed here. Black still has the two bishops. We made a transition by trading the queen. So we have two bishops against bishop and the knight. And the most important here is that the black king is in the center of the board and it is moving into the white side of the board. So that's what the advantage is, right? The king on d4 and those two bishops are providing black with the advantage. Bishop e2, bishop to c8. Look at this, this incredible plan that Grandmaster Botvinik found. Look, he plays bishop c8, and then this move, and then bishop e8, and finally bishop f7. So he figured out that bishop on f7 is the best, and now he's going to be targeting those pawns, c4 and b3, king g2, and look at the first this move, and then sacrifice of the pawn. So he's giving the pawn for free, but he is moving into the white side of the board, attacking the pawns. And now this move. And here we have another transition. So trade. So we ended up in the endgame now, knight against the bishop. White is pawn up, but still, because the black king is in the white scamp, right, and attacking the pawns, well, black is better, right? But then something very interesting happened here. Knight d4, this move, bishop f8. Pay attention how he plays with the bishop. Look at this. Everything is controlled, like knight is really controlled, again, with the bishop from the back rank. And here, king b3. And now Botvinik has a choice, right, to take on c4 and a3, and he takes on a3. Now, the reason for that is that the pawn on a5 is very unpleasant against the knight. Knight has a hard time to stop that pawn. And that's why Botvinik wants to hurry up, capture that pawn, and simply push forward. And look what happened. We have a two pawns against two pawns, bishop against knight, but the knight cannot stop the a pawn. And after those moves, pawn goes forward. And here, pawn to c5. White wants to play knight c4, but black doesn't allow it. And now look at the difference between the knight and the bishop. Look here, bishop plays d6. Bishop is a long-range piece. It can block both of the pawns, but the knight cannot. And that's why here, after this move, basically the game is finished. Look, a3, and you cannot stop the pawn, right? So if you take on b5, then a2, and here bishop f4, that's it. The game is finished. Wow, a very beautiful endgame, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye-bye.